Hi, it's a lipstick gal. I wanted to do a lipstick video for you today. I know it's weird to talk about lipstick because since we're wearing masks, there's not a lot of lipstick going on underneath. But I'm spending a lot of time at home, and I feel like when I'm home, nothing makes me feel like I can get a job done or I can do this, like I'm pulling myself up by the bootstraps more than a red lipstick. So I wanted to share my most used red lipsticks. I did recently do my most used nudes. I will link it for you here. I do have a whole lipstick playlist, and it's like many moons back. It talks about holiday collections that aren't available anymore, but it talks about a lot of different types of lipstick. And I do have like favorite reds. Some of them have changed, some of them are the same. First lipstick I wanted to tell you about is Lipstick Queen's Medieval. It looks more intimidating in the bullet than it does on. It's the one I've been wearing, but it's the least intimidating, easiest, you don't even hardly need a mirror for it, red lipstick. So if you're new to red lipstick, the idea is a little intimidating to you, you might want to see if you can track this down. I almost never use a mirror when I put it on. I just swipe it on and then just make sure I don't have anything going on here, and then I'll just kind of wipe up in the bottom corners because that's where I tend to messily apply lipstick when I'm not using a mirror. But this is a vitamin E balm. It's super comfortable. It really feels like a high-end chapstick, and I don't really know what's going on with Lipstick Queen right now. I, as of July, still saw this in Ulta at the $24 or $22 to $24 per lipstick tube price. And then a week and a half ago, I saw it in Walmart at $9.97, but they didn't carry this lipstick. They did have the Frog Prince, which is one of their color shifting. It looks green, you put it on, it turns to kind of like to a pink. It's my least favorite of all of the Lipstick Queen lipsticks that I have. But this is the one, I've had a tube of this non-stop for the last 12 years. And the minute I run out, I buy another one. I'm getting close to running out, I buy another one. I am never without this red lipstick. I love it so much. Super easy to wear. It's not too much. If you want to dip your toe into the red, area, this might be the lipstick for you. So my next favorite, I've talked about this a lot. There's not a lot left. This is YSL's Rouge Volupte Shine Rouge Tuxedo, number 45. A very easy, comfortable red to wear. This is all I have left. I'm gonna need another one, but this is another one that I have repurchased multiple times and will continue to. Literally, the ones that I have repurchased the most are these guys. Love, love, love. This smells, it definitely does have that YSL lipstick smell to it, but it's not bad. It doesn't bother me. It has a slightly sweet hint to it, but what I love about this, it feels so luxurious on the lips. It feels like the most nourishing, hydrating butters. This is a much thinner feel on the lips, and this one here is definitely, it's still sheer, but it has a little bit more texture and thickness, and it feels amazing on the lips. It's also really hydrating, but since it's a sheer lipstick, you do have to continually reapply. Last time I did one of these most used lipsticks, I started doing swatches on the back of my hand, so let's do that here as well. This right here is Medieval, so you can see it's a really sheer red. This one's just a little bit more intense, but it's still very buttery, very creamy, very hydrating. And this is the YSL Rouge Volupte Shine in Rouge Tuxedo. This right here is from Goss. This is not officially a red, but it wears like a red. If you're looking for something that's a little bit bolder, I love this. This is the shade Zinnia. It wears like a red, even though it's not like an actual intense, like a candy apple red or a cherry red. I love this lipstick. One of my favorite things about this lipstick is the way that it wears down. First of all, it never travels outside my lip line, so if I'm not wearing this with a lip liner, I don't have to worry that I'm gonna end up with crazy clown mouth. Second of all, as it starts to fade, it still keeps its very creamy satin feel. It's very hydrating, very comfortable on the lips. But because it has more of a, if you look at it, it tends to look a little bit more bricky berry. It looks more like a natural lip tone would than if you were wearing a bright, bright red. I think this is my new favorite red lipstick that I've gotten in a long time, and it is incredible. I wear this constantly, even on days that I am wearing a mask, but I'm not wearing anything else. I'll put lipstick on my lips, and then to make sure I don't have so much extra that it gets on the mask, I'll dab my fingers in it, and then I'll tap it on my cheeks to give my cheeks a little bit of a flush. And then I'll throw my mask on, run to the grocery store. When I come back, my lips have stayed hydrated. This doesn't really travel anywhere. It's easy to get out of. I make my own masks, like my fabric masks, but I try and wear like a red one if I'm wearing a brighter lipstick. But this has been the one lipstick that has really gotten me through this whole pandemic. When I went and had surgery in July, this was the only makeup item I took. I wore it as blush, I wore it as lipstick. I took it with me to the actual hospital and wore it there as I was recovering after surgery. It's a powerhouse lipstick, and it's the one that I know, like the other two, when I run out of that one, I'm getting me another. This is MAC's Powder Kiss Lipstick in Shocking Revelation. It is beautiful. When I heard about it, that it was a matte lipstick that had kind of a powder-like finish, I was worried that it was going to be dry and draggy and, you know, like kind of catch, and I hate lipsticks that do that. This does not do that. It's also a much punchier red than the previous three that we talked about. But what I love so much about this, I feel like it looks its best and most precise when you use a lip liner with it. I'm not using a lip liner with any of these guys today, but it wears beautifully. I love the matte look that it has, but it never makes my lips feel dried out. I know that there was kind of a powdery matte lipstick line that came from ColourPop, and it was very similar when this came out. I think it was last fall, and I tried one. I was like, no. This is, if you're looking for one of those kind of powdery looking lipsticks, I really think this is a nice formula. Now, it doesn't look like terribly powdery to me, but it looks like I have a lipstick on and then I blotted it and set it with powder for longevity. And that used to be a trick that I used to do a lot. I don't do that anymore because I feel like our lipsticks are formulated differently and they stay on our lips just a little bit better than they used to when I first started wearing makeup. I love the Clinique Pop lipsticks. I think the formula is beautiful. This is Cherry Pop. It's the brightest red that they have, and it is like gorge. This is a really interesting shade. I like it because it looks full-on red, like one of those really bright, vibrant 1930s, 1940s reds. It's like boom in your face. But if you're looking at it, you know, compared to the other one, this one's a little bit more bricky. I feel like this one has a slightly more like a hot pink undertone into it, and it reminds me like a bright red cherry, like a watermelon, like a raspberry shade. It definitely leans a little bit more that way, when some other reds that I have tend to lean a little bit more brick in their undertone. And I like this one because with a really bare face, you know, some bold brows, a wisp of mascara, highlight, and a little bit of blush, this is just like boom. This is one of my favorite all-time reds. This is my second tube of this. Another thing that I love about this is that it has a primer in it. I don't know, it says it's a primer infused lipstick, but I feel like it lasts a really long time. The color is great. It does have a little bit of shine right at the beginning, but when that shine kind of goes down, it's kind of satiny, but I don't feel like I get a lot of traveling outside of my lip lines. I wear it with and without a lip liner. I feel like it works both ways, but it also fades beautifully throughout the day. So if you're drinking coffee out of a coffee cup, if you're drinking water out of a water bottle, if you've had lunch, it's not indelible. It's not one of those long-wearing lipsticks. You will need to reapply it, but I feel like if you're not too aggressive with how you wipe your mouth, it looks still pretty good after lunch. Not gonna lie. It does need to be touched up during the day, but it's comfortable, it's creamy, and it leaves my lips hydrated. And that's what I'm always looking for from a lipstick. Don't budge on me, don't go where I didn't put you. And then that it doesn't end up with like a weird line on the outside and all the color on the inside is gone. My favorite matte red lipstick, hands down, is from Lisa Eldridge. This is Velvet Morning. This is kind of more of a orangey red, and I didn't think I liked orangey reds until I tried this. All right, so compared to the rest, this looks legit orange, but I love this lipstick. I wear this all winter long. It's the one I reach for the most. I was sure I was going to reach for one of the other ones from Lisa. This is her True Velvet line. This is the first trio of reds she came out with 2 years ago, but it's right here. And it definitely leans more orange than the rest of these. But what I love about it is the formula. I feel like I can put this on at 9 in the morning, and as long as I'm not eating like a bowl of soup for lunch or a piece of pizza that's greasy or a self-destructing, burger where it just kind of like falls apart as you are enjoying it, I feel like this lasts really well. If I'm eating a salad, if I'm eating something with a fork where I can put it in my mouth, I feel like I get very minimal wear here. And then all I have to do, I don't even have to touch it up. I can just redistribute what's a little bit farther out to that inner ring that might have like worn off. I also feel like there's minimal wear on this when I'm drinking out of a coffee cup, when I'm drinking out of my water bottle, when I'm using something with a straw. There's very minimal wear, but you still have color left there. I feel like this is a beautiful formula, and if you love an orangey red, you would really love this. It's really hard to get this red off without it kind of going everywhere. My next favorite red is another Lisa Eldridge. This is the one called Velvet Ribbon. This is more of your blue-based red, but it's the most beautiful matte. It really has, it harkens back to that golden age of Hollywood red lipstick. Isn't this just fabulous? I love this. There's never any shine with these. They're very comfortable to wear, very comfortable to apply. It also has really gorgeous magnetic closures. Not that that really is a big deal, but I love me some beautiful packaging. Here is Velvet Ribbon. It's really much a full punch of red. My favorite thing to do is to put on Velvet Ribbon, take off a little bit in the middle, and put on Velvet Morning. And get a really beautiful, bright, ombre red look. Love doing this because I feel like the darker on the outside corners and the edges ombre into the more orangey red is so fabulous, but I do love it all on its own, and I wear it all on its own a lot. My next favorite red is from Besame. This is Victory Red. I love this. This is actually, I think, modeled after a red lipstick, a replica in shade of a 1941 red lipstick. I also love that it has kind of these corners on the bullet. It makes for a really perfect application. This is a matte lipstick. It has a subtle shine to it when you first apply. In 45 minutes, you won't see any shine at all. It lasts really well. Besame does recommend that you blot it, reapply a second layer, blot it, and then it's kind of locked in for most day wear. I was gonna say all day, but again, that messy burger, that slice of pizza, it's gonna kind of take its toll. But this is one of what's probably my all-time favorite red until those Lisa Eldridge ones came in. I've had this shade for such a long time, and it's very similar in tone to this. It's a little bit stiffer in formulation as you pull it on. There's a slight tug, but it's not uncomfortable. It doesn't, like drag across my whole mouth uncomfortably. But it is a very different formulation, and I'm sure that it's formulated since Besame is one of those companies that really wants to do vintage-inspired makeup. It's probably similar in formula. It's similar in packaging, similar in bullet style to what you would find back in the golden age of Hollywood. But I love this red. Fantastic. My next most used red is this one from Hourglass. This is one of their Confessions Slim lipsticks, and this is in the shade My Icon is. I have used the shade Icon from Hourglass for the last 12 years. I remember when it was in their refillable packaging. Got one 12 years ago. There was a lot more lipstick in it than this. This is also refillable. It comes right out, but this is super small, and I feel like if you're talking price per ounce, this is the most expensive lipstick on the market because you don't get a lot. So I feel like these last three are starting to kind of look similar in tone. This one I feel like has a subtle softness to it, a little bit of shine, not a lot. And that shine does last. It wears down beautifully, doesn't leave you with that like dry bare patch in the middle. It's not the most hydrating, but it's also not a drying lipstick. It is a cream formula. It's the skinny one right here in the middle. It does have a really nice, but almost heavy feel on the lips. Not in a, I don't know, if you don't like really thicker lipsticks, I like it because I feel like I know exactly where it is on my mouth. I know when I'm getting right to the edge, I can feel that. I really love this formula and I love this shade, and I've had the shade Icon in several different iterations. I've had it in their more creamy formula. I've had it in their old packaging that looked kind of like this and was refillable like a decade or more ago. I've had it in their liquid lipstick. This is like my favorite cherry red lipstick, and I feel like it's kind of like my Snow White lipstick. That's what I used to call this shade. It's my Snow White lipstick, and it was the lipstick I used to wear every time I felt like I had a big task to do, like an insurmountable task at work. Like, there's so much to do today, I gotta get it done. I put on my Power lipstick, and it was always Icon from Hourglass. So when they came out with these Confession Slims, I wanted the shade Icon in this because it has such good memories for me. But it's a beautiful lipstick, and it's crazy expensive. But I do like that you can just get the refill and just put it in your own packaging. I do like that aspect of it, but price per ounce, the most expensive lipstick on the market, for sure. Do you need it? No. Is it lovely? Yes. So this next lipstick is an actual, it acts like a gloss, it acts like a stain. If you leave it on your mouth and the glossy part of it goes away, it does stain your lips. If you don't like lip stains, this is not for you. But this is from Lancome. This is their Absolute Lacquer in the shade 168. I know it has a name, but it only has the number on the bottom. And if it only has the number, that's the only thing I remember. But what's cool about this, it almost feels like water going on. This is one of the most interesting lip formulas. It's not heavy, it's not sticky. I was so entranced when these came out a couple years ago, and I told myself I couldn't get like 12 of them, I could only get one. And this was the color that called to me. This is a beautiful shade, and it wears really well. It does have a subtle shine to it now, but as the shine wears off, the color remains. Here's the one I'm wearing right now. Boy, these are all looking the same. I do love a specific type of red lipstick, and you can see. I like that this is glossy, but it does stay put where I put it. I don't end up with this kind of trailing outside. Now, you do have to be careful. If you have long hair and your hair gets caught in the wind and then you pull it out, you can leave a little trail here, but wipe that up quickly. Otherwise, you will have a little tiny trail of red, because once it sets, yep, that's where it's gonna be. The last lipstick I have for you is another stain, so I saved it to the very end. This is the one that stains the longest, and this one's interesting. The longer you leave it on, the more that color stains your lips, and pretty soon it's like you wipe off what's left of your lipstick at the end of the day, and it looks like you still have it on. It's really interesting. This is the Outwear Long Last Lip Stain from Bite Beauty, and I have the shade Sangria Slush. It has a very cream feel, but it's a stiffer cream lipstick. It doesn't feel like it's like really creamy like the Wayne Goss lipstick or like the YSL lipstick. It's not really, it's a little stiffer, but I like that because being that it's a stain, I need it to stay where I put it, and it does that really well. I also feel like I get more precision because it's a slimmer line bullet, and it is in slim line packaging, so it doesn't end up like going everywhere. Getting wobbly. Sometimes that happens with lipsticks. They start wobbling in their packaging, and I'm like, don't do that. Here's the one from Hourglass. It has, my lips have a little bit of tack to them when I'm wearing this. It doesn't feel sticky, but it does feel like product touching product. And then your lips like slowly unfurling. I don't notice it when I'm talking, but if you like rub your lips together, you might notice that. I do feel like this is a great product because it stays in place. And now that my hair is so much shorter, I was a little bit more careful this time last year because my hair was like longer, and if it was down and the wind caught it and I had to pull it out of my lipstick, I did get that little tiny trail. These two guys here are the ones, I feel like if you get your hair caught in any of the other lipsticks, you could like buff it in, and it would be fine. These guys, you'd have to like, where's my concealer? Let me just kind of, tap over that. It's a little, these are definitely higher maintenance. Are these the ones that I reach for the most? No, but I love the formula of this, and I love how long this lasts. This is interesting because if you wipe it off, let me just wipe off part of the swatch here. You'll see that it leaves kind of like a pinkish stain. The longer you wear it though, the longer it stains, and it goes from being kind of like a deep kind of hot pink stain to literally being red. I'm so impressed with this lipstick. I do love it a lot. It is the most high maintenance red lipstick I have. I worry about it more than any of the others, and I don't wear it as frequently as the others, but I love the color and I love the formula enough that I do reach for it over, I must have like 30 other red lipsticks in my collection, and these are the guys that I reach for the most. If you don't wear a lot of red lipsticks and you kind of want to dangle your toe in those waters, this is the perfect place to start. The Medieval by Lipstick Queen is fabulous. If you do like bolder colors but are not a bright cherry red lipstick person, I feel like Wayne Goss's Zinnia, that's where you need to go. But if you do love matte bold red lips. I feel like the Lisa Eldridge is great. I feel like the Besame is great. I also really like the Powder Kiss from MAC. I feel like those three formulas are amazing. If you like a shinier lipstick, something that's a little glossier, I feel like the Clinique Pop as well as the YSL Rouge Volupte Shine, I feel like those are really great formulas, and they do make your lips look kind of juicier because they do have that shine. If you're thinking about the one that you really don't need, it's this guy here, because price per ounce, it's the most expensive at over $100 per ounce. But I think it's a beautiful lipstick and I love wearing it. I would recommend all of these, but I think it really comes down to knowing what type of lipstick do you wear, what's your formula preference, do you want a matte, do you want a glossy, do you want a sheer, do you want like a complete total opaque coverage? I think that's what it comes down to, but I believe that anyone can wear a red lipstick. You just have to find the one that's right for you. Thank you so much for watching today. Let me know, do you wear a red lipstick? Do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite formula? I would love to know in the comments down below. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.